part of the world and following this very special coverage of this press briefing. Today, assemble all of you here to bring a discussion surrounding development in our country, what is about infrastructure, governance, and all other national issues. We are happy that the Minister of State has again unveiled himself to the media, and he will be talking to you on a lot more of different national issues. At the tail end of his introduction with you, the media community here will have the opportunity to ask some very key national issues on trending national issues in our country. So I'm pleased to again welcome Minister Nathaniel McGill to the press, and Mr. McGill, the media.
Thank you. Gentlemen, welcome again. It's always a privilege to interact with the media, even during difficult times. We have to engage. I know the last time you guys were here, we had a very good conversation. As a Minister of State, I always see it as an opportunity and a privilege to speak to you members of the folk expert, so that you can be able to ask some questions, issues of national concern, issues that you may have on your mind, things that you've been hearing. And so today is one of those days that I thought to have this. I rather say a press briefing. I always say it's a conversation of the press with the Minister of State, so we can talk on a wide range of issues, and some of the issues that have been affecting our people. But before I start again, I want to use this opportunity to, I know it's been very tough, we've lost some great friends. Some of the guys who we lost were very close friends. Samin Palmer, Martin Michwa, Noah Scott. These are people that I knew personally. So it's a tough time. Our country's going through some tough times, but we gotta keep praying as a country. We gotta keep praying. And so I just thought to make sure that I pay my respect to the fallen hero before we can begin this conversation. The last time you came and we briefed you, or we informed the public that there were a series of initiatives that the President has undertaken as a government. I thought to just give you some updates on these different issues ranging from some of the immediate projects that the President is undertaking. I know you want to hear more updates, for instance, on the President's electrification program that's going for the Christmas, which includes the purchase of transformers. As you know, one of the major things right now in the city is everybody crying for electricity. The President sees electricity as a very important component of our macroeconomic development. So the President has instructed, or did instruct the Minister of Finance to make $2 million available so that we can solve problems affecting 86 communities. There could be more. They cannot be less, but it could be more, because over time more communities have high electricity problem. 2 days ago, I think 2 or 3 days ago, I had a meeting with the LEC Managing Director to find out, to give me an update on the procurement process of the transformer. I'm informed by the 20th of November, the first 26 transformer, which is 10 pieces of 50 kVA and 16 pieces of 250 kVA will be arriving. That's the 26 community. So the first week, hopefully, before the end of the month, 26 major communities will be affected. I've instructed my staff to work closely with LEC by the President's instructions to make sure that 26 communities, the first 26 communities will be making a list of those communities so we can establish the key area. When I spoke to LEC, LEC said to me, even though there are 26 communities, but some of the communities are very, very large, meaning you will need more than 2-3 transformers in some of the communities. So we are taking those into consideration. So we just want to inform the public that the transformer issue is not a joke. We are coming out there, we're making sure as LEC bring this transformer, we'll make sure we inform you. Additional 56 pieces of transformer should be arriving on December the 10th, according to its schedule. And these things are subject to adjustment because they're shipping line. They gave you some dates and you find out that they ship a date. Right now, I was talking to some of the shippers that we're expecting a ship in today. I'm just told the ship is being delayed for 3 days. So these things can happen. But I want to assure the public that the transformer is coming. We're expecting, from the 26, we're expecting additional 56. So that is about 82 pieces of transformer before Christmas. So there are 5 pieces of 50 kVA and 51 pieces of 250 kVA. So 250 kVA, according to LSE, can give you about 250 homes. So that is 51 pieces. So if you multiply in 250 homes, you can multiply that by 51. So you know the number of homes that will be affected, that will benefit, and you can also multiply it by maybe by 10 to see the number of persons that will benefit from. It also depends on the number of usage of the electricity. Some people are only using their lights. So if you're using light, I mean you can even get more persons on the transformer. So I just thought to get a transformer issue. On the issue of the street lights, which has become a very important project of the president. As you see, most of the major streets in Monrovia now, part of our construction arrangement is to make sure that we add the contractors or the project design to include street lights. So the reason why we're doing separate street lights is not part of the project because from ELFA to Broad Street, from Broad Street to Simple Bridge, those are old streets that are doing repairs. So the government took the responsibility to make sure to provide a street light before Christmas. Monrovia, like I said, the president believes Monrovia is too dark. We got to change the paradigm, making Monrovia appear like a capital city. So Monrovia can look at other countries when you go there, and you can see the difference. Our capital city is dark, whereas in other capital cities, you see light. You know, it's electricity is light. You see light. So we want to change that. We want to bring light back to our city. So the president is making sure that project is on course. We do expect 1,500 electric poles to arrive on the 20th of this month. The shipment is coming from Morocco. We expect it to arrive. As you see the streets, you can see the level of work that's being done. So the pedestals are being deployed along the road. It is our hope before the 20th we can get a pedestal to Broad Street, and as soon as the poles arrive, work will begin, and you'll see massive installation poles. I know the president himself is willing for that. Maybe he'll be engaged. I want to thank the military too for engaging the Sawa project. More Liberian now see the kind of work that military can do. They are doing some of the best Sawa programs in the country. I want to commend them for the military being involved in doing more projects now. Another issue I know you people want to ask with the RIA road, they saw the president there. I think 2 or 3 days ago, 4 days ago, the president was there. That project has begun. The acting minister of public work is currently working on that project. I'm told if you went there now, you will see people are building the campsite. where the major construction work will be generated from. So that project is on course. The road what they call bridge to bridge, I mean, which is the Bushwa Island, you see a lot of repair work that's been done on our road. Too much money was used, and every now and then we had to repay it, because if you don't do the work correctly, you will have to continually pay money to do our job. And so that work is ongoing. So we are very grateful to the work that's been done, public work. Most of these things, like I said from the beginning, we will always pay tribute to the late minister with the vision to make sure that most of these projects started. So when we are talking about this project, and we're so saddened by what is going on and the loss of the minister. So the road to Sikram, Sikram means our family people in the southeast, meaning from Nimba from Ganta to Saklepie, from Saklepie to Tapita, from Tapita to Fredo. Currently, the RAP payment has started. RAP means people who have property along the road. The first initial payment of RAP was $1,500,000. That payment has started. People in Ganta receiving that pay. So on the 2nd of December, the president is going to break ground, so the road can start. Not just breaking ground, but the road will begin the first week of December. Construction of the road from Ganta to, the first phase is from Ganta to Saklepie, which is about 39.5 kilometers. The second phase, the procurement process is ongoing under the World Bank program. And that project should begin next February according to the World Bank Home Program. So the president is very focused on making sure that the road is built. Like I said in the last meeting, the president believes that if he doesn't achieve anything, one of the single most important thing he wants to achieve is to make sure that Liberia is connected to the road. That will be a success story for the president. And so we're not going to give up on that. The president is very focused on making sure he delivers on his promises. The RA road will be fixed. Each of the market construction, the housing units, there'll be the president in Nimba is going to break ground for additional housing unit in Guam and Nimba. So there are so many other issues. I may have left some out, but these are the most important things I wanted to talk about. Then we can take questions from the press regarding general happenings in the country. I know some of the press have been asking me, been seeking some clarification from me. But I wanted to first give an update on some of our last conversation, and then we can begin to briefly interact in our public. So thank you for coming.
Okay. So again, we want to say thanks to the minister for laying out in his briefing note exactly what he's brought forth to the public through your various platform. Like we've always done, it will be a very good opportunity to have some interaction with the minister. He's willing to take your questions, and so we'll ask you to put up your hands. Once you are recognized, you call the name of the institution, and then you can put forth your question to the Minister of State. So we are hoping that Cassius you should be getting me from that point, so that if you are here, you want to raise a point, we just allow you so that you can be on camera, or from the position you are, you just raise your voice, we'll recognize you, and then you can go ahead. So let me start with Julius Compton.
Thank you. I'm Julius Compton from Fortune Television.
Fortune?
Yeah, Fortune TV. My question is related to the recent dedication of the Nathaniel McGill Intellectual Center. At that program, we promised to build children's playground. Will you give it up the half-hours, etc.?
Well, I'm working along with Marco. You mean at the point in McGill? Yeah, I'm working along with. These things don't happen overnight. First day you have to identify the land. My wife is, because she's the one to run our program. So she's working the programs in the pipeline. When we can get the land delivered. program go ahead. So we are, it's a working in progress. So things are happening. Because abroad, there's nowhere for children to play. So we want to find a way for children in the community to find somewhere to play. I was asking the guys who own the space at the football field. They said, well, no. But we're still trying to find a available area. So,
Kwame?
Yeah. Good afternoon, Honorable McGill. I'm Kwame Opa Weeks from the Liberian News Agency. You open your statement by saying that Nyensua, Nyempan, all of these people that die are very, very close friends of yours. And you said these are tough times. You pay your respect and refer to them as fallen heroes. Seeing your face, the passion and all of that, but that does not balance with what's on social media. You've been accused by someone claiming to be part of the relatives of killing these people and so much stuff that have been going on. Earlier, Honorable Fargon stated that this government has been accused on so many killings and these people are walking around. You care to lay these rumors to rest?
well, you know, sometimes you ask yourself whether you need to respond to some of these things. But because our society is gullible, and so because there's pain that the family suffers, so you see it as a responsibility to say something. Okay, we don't say anything, we just believe anything.
Correct.
You know, a lot of people don't know. Before Mabudu became Minister of Public Works, Mabudu had a very good relationship with the president. Friends and brothers. Mabudu and I were very close. The reality is, for people to know today, in the government I have two close friends. Friends in the cabinet. Two close cabinet friends that I interacted with most of the time. And one of those was Mabudu. A lot of people know you saw Mabudu doing inspection. Mabudu always sent for me. Mabudu never one day called me by my name. He always said to me, Chama. He never called me Minister of McGill. He always said, Chama. You know, I feel very hurt. Not for myself, but for the parents and the minister. Because when people know the truth, and people come and say your child was killed, you know the pain and agony the family is going through. I know people say, McGill, you're minister, people say anything about you don't have to say something. You know, Mabudu is a Sabo man, a Bella man. People don't know Bella and Sabo people, they are dirty. And that's what we see Mabudu blood. So people get to say, McGill, how can somebody who are very close? Mabudu is come to my house. And people talk about the meeting, and maybe I need to explain what led to the meeting. Because all sorts of explanation. Firstly, I'm a minister of state. I know that people, my job is to make sure that every cabinet member does it. It's not your job. Now I don't compromise it. If you're my friend, you're not doing your job, you know what me first. I don't compromise that. Everybody knows that, because at the end of the day, my job is to make sure that when you have a piece of job to do, you do it to the best of your ability. All my friends who come around me knows that. But I cherish my friendship. One thing I don't compromise is friendship, because money can never buy friendship. So I feel hurt. And I know the people. People are looking in my face. I know some of the people who are behind this malicious propaganda. You're not doing it to me. You think he's trying to destroy me. But you're hurting the poor woman. Mabudu mother, my mother the same. Poor people. And you want to lie that somebody killed someone when you know the story and not true. In the first place, we've always had meetings and public works. It's not the first time. Always had meetings. And when we have meetings, People send for food for people to eat. On this fateful day of this meeting, the minister has informed me that he had a problem with getting certain things done. He wanted my intervention to get the Minister of Finance and the PPCC, and then you can go interview the PPCC director and the PPCC director to make sure that we solve some of the problems that he was confronted with. Let me give you one example. People say there were heated arguments in the meeting. Yeah, there were heated arguments in the meeting. But what was the heated argument all about? The heated argument was about a contract to do the road to 14 military hospital. The road to 14 military hospital. I don't like to explain it, but I have to explain it in the public and understand. You can go to the PPC director and answer. The minister had requested a no objection to a contract for that road. And the minister's problem was the current road that we're doing here, the current road, the least you pay for the current road is only between $600,000 US to $850,000 US. Feeder road. And the minister said to me, Minister McGill, Chairman, he said, Chairman, that the road too expensive. So we gotta find a most cheaper way of doing the road. He brought a new technology. You can go there, go see it, but he brought new technology. And that technology, the president myself said, look, man, we think they want to make more sense. Instead of spending $600,000 or $800,000, you can spend $300,000 to do 1 kilometer. $300,000.
Wow.
So the difference between $300,000 and $600,000 or $850,000, almost $500,000.
Yeah.
You can save at least $500,000. So he made a request. Over 6 months, there was a problem. When I called the PPC director said, my problem is that public works. Public work procurement people having issue. So we decided to call the group to have a meeting. We went in the meeting. We sent for the PPC director. Mabudu was not talking. The Minister of Finance and the PPC director, they wanted to have an understanding. And I was angry. And I said to the PPC director, if you say public work request for a no objection is too high, then cancel the no objection and ask public work to do a new procurement process. But mind you, the only people that will do that road, the new cost of the road now will be around $800,000. Because you have to choose either taking $350,000 or doing $800,000 road. So which one cheaper? The one Mabudu are requesting for or the new one you want to ask for? So we all concluded that meeting that $350,000 was the cheapest thing to do. So it was the best contract because beside that company, no other company in Liberia will get you road for $350,000. $350,000. So when people call me in the office and I was angry, I was upset because the minister wanted the job done and the job had been delayed because of people not understanding that $350,000 is cheaper. They wanted new procurement process. We said, okay, but you do new procurement process, that only one company like Liberia can do that job. The other company in South Africa, right now we get COVID. You will not do the job. So we had a conversation. When the conversation was getting tough, Mabudu called me at 2 and they let walk in my conference room. Walk in the conference room. I can tell you one thing. Every day we met Mabudu. Mabudu was the only man in the cabinet. Even Mabudu bad, you would not know he bad. So I always say he's a politician. Because he always had a way of calming people down. So there was no issue, my brother. We only wanted to have a man. Like we always do. And we solved that problem. Mabudu invited all the contractors, the contractor for there's a Chinese man who's doing the work to Johnsonville. We invited him because the Johnsonville men are complaining that they are not getting paid. Based on the complaint, we invited the road fund director to come in. And the road fund director came in, we only asked him, why have you not paid these people? And there were issues, which I can't explain all the financial details. There were issues. We all resolved the issues. And they brought the food. The food they brought, I did not send for the food. I did not send for the food. I don't even know where the food came from. The people brought food, I don't know where it came from. I had no idea, zero idea where the food coming from. The restaurant they get the food from, I don't know. It is now people are telling me, I don't know whether it's correct. I'm asking all the public work people where they took that food from. People say they took it from Paris. If they where the food came from, maybe we need to go ask them. Wow. Because it is unfair for people to be accusing me. I don't know. I've not been to Paris since 2014. I don't even know how Paris is looking. I've not been there to eat before. To say, okay, McGill get people there, you will take telephone call and call the person, not prepare the food, the post on somebody else that fish. What kind of nonsense is this? For responsible people to be going around spoiling people, complete nonsense and acting the poor family.
Right.
And you get big people in the government here behind this nonsense. But we know them. We know them. Someone on record sending me some stupid text messages. They know them and know themselves. If they better will talk. Because I know the people behind this thing to try to malign and be spell my character. I know the people who are behind it. I know them. I'm upset because there is not only about me, there is about the poor mother of the minister.
Right.
Somebody saying the medical report is available. The medical report is available. I won't have responded to this thing, but I want to respond to it to set the record straight.
Now,
I did not look. I did not request for food. I did not send for food. When I went to public work, I never asked for them to bring food. Yes, food. I always bring food. They are always sent for food. They brought food there. We were more than 25 persons in this meeting. Somebody said we just went in the meeting, man. We were more than 25 persons. All the deputy ministers are in the meeting. All the assistant ministers are in the meeting. The directors of public work are in the meeting, including some of the late minister assistants. The chief of staff are in the meeting. The chief of staff are in the meeting. So where the whole story coming from? That somebody killed the person cook Sunday in beach. I don't even know. I ate some of the food. I ate that food along with Uboti. Assuming that one of the kids somebody that Uboti has put a kid, correct? Because Uboti myself ate in the same place. He ate when the same soup I ate. It means oh not close to me. So where the whole story coming from that they man ate? The same stupid person that wrote it funny, he said I killed one George colleague. Because of some of that company, your George colleague business friend, you call him. My whole life, I've been in South Africa. I went to South Africa. I don't even know how South Africa looking.
wow.
I've never entered South Africa in my whole life. I've never even done transit at a South African airport in my whole life. Because I went to South Africa, I killed somebody from there. Yeah, Joe calling from there. That's when I went to South Africa. I know how South Africa looking. I've never been there before. When people die in the country, they just find a way to accuse me. One man, somebody goes. Look at the stupid thing where I met your other friend.
Right. And that's why
my JB Mama came to my house a few days. Every day, my JB Mama can't ask my wife, oh my, where the food is? If I can kill you, can't eat my whole, you not down one day. But soon you get a woman business, you say that problem, I mean, one kill you. They feel like here. He told my last parent from me. But then he told the parent that you run away. What the man need? You didn't fuck on $200 from he said, my man, the man, $100, why have you using the man owe me? So we just laugh about, hey, man, laugh. You get a woman, you say woman business, now that means things to try to kill you. Gentlemen, man, for God's sake, you don't love somebody, you can't be putting those kind of thing on people, especially other family people. For heaven's sake. You know, God is there. You know, every time we are Christians. We are Christians. And me, I'm a Christian, I'm an African. I always say, if somebody pressing my voodoo God there. If somebody really pressing my voodoo, God there. But if people lying on us, our God is also there. Because God will, man, truth never hide. The truth will come up. The opposition who believe, there are people who believe that I'm obstacle to their success. You know the same Kwemba story. Some people believe they can get to the president, but they think that I'm the obstacle. So the way to do it is let's get rid of McGill. So we can malign McGill character, we can destroy him, we can say all kind of things. I mean, that God get me. I never pray for it. The joy I get, that God give it to me. So when people get it, say you will lie on me to try to destroy me. Only God can fight my battle. I mean, it's very unfair. Like, bring people out, some of them, very wicked. You just get in the money, say somebody want to kill you. Grandma today, grandma, JB, grandma, yeah, you don't want to say somebody want to kill you. You accuse people of running behind your wife. You and your wife get a problem, you accuse all your friends. This time people go, they go to the house, they don't eat, we're not getting food, they say that I'm going to call the woman, now they give me food. That's the real thing. When women get you food, they eat that I'm going to call the woman, say, McGill say the woman, not giving food to eat. When you go to your house, when your wife meet you, in different way, you say, McGill told the woman to meet me. So everything I'm McGill. You know, my name has become so sweet. There are people going around using my name. I can understand. At least lie on me for different things, but don't lie on me that I can kill people. Because I never kill a fly in my life. When people are killing people for free in this country, for free, during the war, I never kill somebody. So even fire gun, I don't know how to fire a pistol. I don't even know how to use it. Before I say somebody, my parents know me. I'm not even authorized people to go kill chicken. Somebody would not believe it, but I'm a man, I'm everybody. Chicken. I'm my whole family. When you're killing chicken, I tell you, say, don't bring it near me. Take it from me. I don't want to see the chicken being killed. Then you'll say that I don't want to kill him. My history is very clear. I've never, you know her, McGill, I've insulted people. As chairman of CDC, nobody will call me and say I was engaged in anything. I always show respect. But it's sad that people will want to use my name. I don't know for what reason.
Okay.
But you can't use it to help other family. To help other family. Every time when people say, I think about a poor mother or a poor parent, a family people, because they will believe it. You just get a very important son who's doing everything for you, and somebody says somebody took your life. You think that person will be your enemy for life. Let's say for God's sake, if somebody didn't let my book to, or the president or somebody, you gotta tell the man life or then tell the job from the man. You can just get out in the morning and say, man, I'm minister. Yeah, Langley there, Langley was deputy minister. And Langley still my friend. But you just go in the morning and tell the man Langley is you. You're not deputy minister again, but public work. And Langley living. Then what for the men who would know? The men that we know. The men that we know will wait till he left just for waiting for public work job. For heaven's sake, man. I hear people talking crap for public work job. What is the job that you take somebody's life for? And people want to believe, oh, they meant it, but oh, they call it that, somebody kill a person. Let Paten use one. Paten use one. We've been friends from 1997. Friends from 1997. They went to University of Liberia. The first group of students that entered University of Liberia under Dr. Patrick Ellen Sale. I remember that class. The Caribbean, 1995. I graduated 2000. I was boarding class. They're like brothers. Being the job, you know. The so-called people talking about the report. And let me tell you, the report was authorized for Biden to go do that, or it was authorized by the president. I wrote Biden the letter. Go in there and find out what happened. Then the man bring a report. The man didn't send a report to me and people say, that man was so submissive, hard working for the government. The man was discovering all sorts of goods in on payroll. What you want to kill the man for? The man will help your government. And you're boasting on the man's job. Every time the president get a man money, the man go and deliver, and the president can boast that we are reduced goods name on the health ministry payroll. And who established that pattern is one? That the man you will go kill, the same not working for you. Maybe that's what the people doing in the opposition. Maybe most of the people in the opposition, most of their leaders are former killers. Most of their leaders are former killers. So they believe the only thing they can do is the same tactic they were doing that what other people are doing. Because then they used to killing people. So anything you want to do that you yourself got to kill people, but we don't have to kill anybody because we never kill people. Neither the president was not involved in war business. But some of the people are involved in war. So now they say McGill get former general to help. But former general, I was general before. All of them today, who be on there? Who be on there? Go ask them, all the security together, who them? I ever for war before. People say are controlling general. The general are controlled by you people, you're getting instructions. You're born armed for them. They brought them here, they kill people. And you want to blame poor people who have no reason to be blamed. It's sad, gentlemen. And you're the president, you gotta be asking questions because I see some of the press people, they're very gullible. Because they write anything people get in. I'm aware of people giving press people, sending information to press people and say, read it, people read it, against me. Some people refuse to read it. Some people refuse. And one of them, man, some people refuse. And sometimes I ask some of the people, why are you letting somebody try to destroy somebody's restaurant and say, go loud, McGill kill somebody and you read it. You not even think about your friend when you're reading again. And you go, the medical report there, the medical report. So let's show some respect to the young man. And bury them with dignity and pride. And start asking all these, and start making all these stories. Every time I think about it, I feel very hurt because it is about somebody's son.
Let's take another question from Abraham Well.
Yeah. So I'm Abraham Weir from Truth FM. Honorable McGill, though you spoke about the developmental issue, but just a deep part that I captured from the response to this question. It becomes so scary when you are saying this allegation has been levied against you in relation to McGill's death. You said there are big hands in government. This means it is not the opposition behind this.
It is both the opposition, you know, very right, it is both the opposition and some people in the government who are now liaising with the opposition to try to damage my reputation. I'm aware of some of these people, but the fight will be told later on. Yeah, the opposition people, they don't want to carry the story, but people in the government telling them. There are people in the government, I have sufficient evidence to show there are people, because people in the press are calling me, that so many people are calling them to allow my character. I will not call their name now, but we are doing more investigation and we're establishing the name later on. And they are telling people, and the opposition are singing somewhere. And the unfortunate thing is that majority of our friends in the opposition, their only trick was to harm people. Some of them that want to live, that want brought in prominence. Some of them would never did it before. You know, some of them never did it before.
Yeah, so Minister, on the issue of the projects you talk about, I have specific interest in the issue of diversity, which of course we stress on. And then talking about, do we have time frame set to some of these things that we can charge the government about? That you said that within this period this will be done, and
yeah,
not done.
Yeah. I mean, like, for instance, the street light, obviously the street light time frame. Okay. Let me get to the transformer. So the same transformer arriving by the 2nd. Hopefully, 2026 transformer arriving. Then additional 56 will arrive on the 10th of December. By the president's instruction, the first one, they say as soon as they arrive, we are hoping that they'll be declared within 2 or 3 days. Immediately the project can start. So LEC tells me they can do at least 12 transformers per day, correct? Or per week? 12 transformers per week. We're trying to increase that because LEC get our own logistical problem. So we're trying to see if we can borrow some equipment from Abidjan to be able to increase the amount of transformer that will be deployed during the week. So we think that it's too small, 12 transformer a week, that is too small, but saying some of the community, they gotta go do assessment.